Hello friends, this is Arun here. Do you know that you can claim almost 4,500 euros per year for your travel expenses? Or do you know that you can claim like 100 euros for your cooking plates when you move to a new city or even for changing curtains? When answer is no, then these videos are for you. Yeah. So for those who are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, share the link to your friends so that they can use it. So topic today is Werbungskosten. I think some of us have come across this word quite a lot of times, and I have split this video into three parts because there are a lot of topics to cover. So Werbungskosten, what it is. So let's move on. So what is it? So Werbungskosten is something an employee spends in order to secure his or her income. That means in order to collect money or collect employment, like earn something, you have to spend some money on it, and these can be claimed. For example, your travel expenses to work, which we most of us know, and then job related clothes, for example, which is also something in common. So let's see like which is all covered and what are the key points. The government gives you, the tax amt gives you 1,000 euros tax-free allowance without proof. That means very important. If you have claim less than 1,000 euros, please don't enter it. Some of us make these mistakes, or most of us make this mistake and get less out of our tax benefits. So make sure you always check the value and then go for it. And irregardless of number of employment, this means that you can have multiple jobs, still it's just considered once. And if you have more than 1,000 euros, then please be ready to provide the proof for it. So this is very important. And the fourth point is, it doesn't matter if it's been paid from gifted money or not. So like if your dad buys you a computer for your job or studies, you can still claim this under your taxes. So this is allowed. But if your employer has paid for this, then it is not. So that's the only difference. So just keep that in mind. And this is not applicable for those who worked only in 450 euros mini job in the last 4 years. Maybe the value changed, but please don't think that you will also get that back. So it is only for those who are like kind of employed either throughout the year or like sometime in the year, doesn't matter. So 1,000 euros is actually for full year. So even if you work just 1 month per year, still you can claim up to 1,000 euros. So that's the benefit. So what is the list of Werbungskosten? So I have collected almost 25 points, which is kind of surprising for me too. So I split it into three. So I'll just present the one in this first one. I'll also show the rest of them. So first we'll look into Arbeitszimmer, like working room, working equipment, Bahncard, some kind of training you took, and the clothing you took for work, and then the contribution you paid to some kind of donations or professional organizations. The next one is applications. This could be useful for students who are right now watching this video. And then Doctorate and double housing. So let's move on. The other ones I'm just showing here, so may just look into the list ones. So think like which video will be helpful for you. So the second video will cover all of these, for example. And the third video will cover like Sprachkurs, Umzugskosten. I think this is very important, like when people who has found a job and moved, and especially for students who found their first job, you can actually claim a lot of things. So please make sure you look into it and then benefit out of it also. So let's move on. The first one is Arbeitszimmer or working equipment. So what comes and what can be claimed under work equipment? That's important question. So everything you use for a job is considered work tool. So I put it like a presentation so it's easy for you to follow, and then you can also like pause, or even without my talking, you can still use this up. Yeah. So thing is, it's not mandatory that you use it 100% for always for work. Even if you have a cell phone and your company has not provided you a cell phone, but you still use it for your business purposes, at least 10%, you can still claim it. Like not 100%, but you can claim like I'm using 10% and this maximum amount you can claim. Or if it's like 50-50, you can still say like I'm using my laptop like at home and then at work. So 50% of my time I'm spending it there, so the tax office accepts it according to the new rule. And one more thing, for work equipment from 2018, the maximum is 952 euros including taxes, and for 2017 it was 487. So it's almost double now, I would say. So please use it like if you have bought something for your work. It can be like briefcase. Okay, let's move on and watch the next one. Yeah, without bills, I mean, you don't have to do anything, but still you can claim a tax-free allowance of 100 euros. But please make sure you enter this. Yeah. And if the equipment is highly expensive, more than the limit they said, just write it down into number of years. I just give a very primitive example. If you bought a computer, yeah, write it for 2 years or 3 years of time. Or if it is something else like a chair you bought for your work, you can claim it for like 7 years or something. It depends on its cost. And what all covers, like briefcase or laptop bags which you bought for your office computer, your PC if you bought it for one, your desk and chair and whatever and whatnot. So everything that is related to work and is spent by you, even maybe a fan that's needed in summer, for example, that's also, I think, can be claimed. I'm not sure, but you can still try. Yeah. And the next one, let's move on, is the Arbeitszimmer or working room. This thing was like highly utilized by many. So now they have put a set of rules. The thing is, they allow this when it's like if there is no other workspace, you're employed but no workspace offered by a company, you can claim up to 1,250 euros. Yeah. The next point is, it's not about if your company offers, but you're going to like completely work from home or something like that. And this is your center of your employment, like you don't move anywhere else later on, so this you can claim completely. So here you can claim the power costs, the cleaning costs, the furniture, or some kind of other like air cooler for your laptop or something like that. So everything is covered here. So this can be useful for the people who are in IT who take home offices. I think even you can claim a portion of it. You can still try it. If the finance arm accepts it, you can get quite a big money back. Yeah. The next one is Bahncard. This is for people who travel with a train. So if you have bought the Bahncard in order to reduce your travel expenses, you can actually claim it in full. But if you're just using normal train tickets, still you can claim it. We'll see it in the other parts of the video. Yeah. And moving on to the next one. It's like Berufsausbildung in English, it's training. So I put the German and the English name also for it. So if this is like the first professional training you took, you can claim up to 6,000 euros per year per person. So if it's like a husband and wife, you can claim almost like 12,000 euros like this. Or if your wife is doing some kind of training and then you are supporting her, you can claim this as Sonderausgaben, that means extra thing you paid for. So this will be considered and then you can still claim it. And the second point is they give you an unlimited tax reduction if it's like for some higher studies or like after some non-academic training, this is your first academic studies, then you can actually claim almost everything back. So please make sure you use this, because some of the Indians, like after marriage, their wives do study at universities and they don't know like how to claim it. So make sure you use this and benefit out of it. Yeah. And next one, Berufskleidung or professional clothing. This might not match most of us, but I think some of us will match it, like the doctors at least, I guess. So if you need some kind of workload and you have to also clean it regularly, of course, and this cleaning cost like is also included. So it can be a uniform, like if you're working on some production line, or safety shoes, gloves also maybe sometimes, laboratory coats like for doctors or dentists or people who work in labs, but not normal shirts and jeans. Like people ask sometimes questions like, why can't we have jeans and t-shirts? That's considered something private, so it is not under the professional clothing, even if you're a model. So that doesn't matter. So just make sure if you have something small to enter into this. Yeah. The next one is Berufsverband, sorry. This is some kind of professional association. This is normally used by some professions, like if you're like in some kind of a union, if you're in production line, and or you're a lawyer and then bar council, or a doctor in doctors council, or engineer in some kind of council, I'm not sure. So there are a lot of different professional organizations. If you pay a monthly or a yearly subscription for this, you can claim this. Also, if you made something to UNICEF, if you have the bills like helping organization, you can still claim this. So make sure you have all the bills at the first place. Yeah. The next one is applications. This one is important, very important for everybody. Whether you're student, married, doesn't matter. This is kind of new for me at least. The very important point is, if your application was successful or not, it doesn't matter. When you have the evidence for this, yeah, you can claim the ads, the telephone costs, the postal costs, the photocopying of certificates, and if you travel somewhere for an interview and is not refunded by the person who invited you, You can claim this application photo. It costs at least 10 euros. You can still claim it. And then regardless of the number of application, when I'm not wrong, you can claim 8.7 euros if it's something like a Bewerbungsmappen. I'll make another video what is Bewerbungsmappen, but in short, it's something you send a hard copy of all your documents through post. And if it's an internet application, still you will be provided 2.7 euros. Yeah, just make sure you have the emails, the confirmations as evidence so that you can claim it in your tax. Even if you started working in 2018, but in 2017 you have applied for the job, I think still you can claim it. Most of the finance arms do accept it. So please make sure you don't forget to keep your stuff. Or for students who are right now applying, keep your bills. The next is doctorate. Like some of us do proceed further with doctorate. This is called as promotions cost, like because it's called promotion in German. So this you can consider as an advertisement cost. And the next one is habilitation. Okay, please don't confuse this word with something else. So this is a process in Germany if you want to become a professor, like one of the ways. And if you are people who have taken this path, please make sure you enter this cost incurred. Yeah, so I think we are almost reaching the last part, the Doppelte Haushaltsführung or double housing. Let me tell you like when this is applicable and what cost you can actually claim out of this. So if you have a second house in place of your employment, say you are living somewhere in Munich and you're working in Munich but you're somewhere nearby Munich, and it's like takes a lot of time during winter or something, and then you want to reduce the traveling stress, you can find a place that's like close to your job. And if your travel reduces by 30 minutes overall up and down, you're allowed to have a double housing. So this can actually help you a lot of ways. And you can also claim the travel expenses, the relocation costs like the Umzugskosten, which we'll see later, and the meals, even the additional meals which you have to spend for the first 3 months, and the radio contribution which we make for ARD, I think it's called Rundfunkbeitrag, like the 17.9 euros. And even some furnitures are allowed for double housing if you are paid out of your own pockets most of the cases. And one more thing, it's allowed a maximum of 1,000 euros per month. That's almost 12,000 euros. So people who want to save some taxes and avoid stress to work like can use this, I guess. So please make sure. And what's more interesting is you are allowed to travel back home. I mean, you can definitely travel back home anytime, but tax wise you can travel weekly once. And you can claim like 0.3 euros per kilometer up and down for a week. So you can really claim a lot of things when you use this. So please make sure if you're using to claim it so that you don't waste anything. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you find this useful, please share it with your friends and support us. And this is my channel called Parody. It just means like a drummer who wants to send messages out. I'm documenting it for my own purpose, so I'm not a professional, but I collected this information for me. I hope it's useful for you also. So stay connected, check the other videos, and please make sure that you do your tax filing correctly yourself. Yeah, thank you.